Let's take a listen here what he's saying.
Uh-oh, Donald. FBI whistleblowers are talking to the Midas Touch network about what you're hiding in the Epstein files.
Okay, so let me actually break it down for you real quick so that you understand what is happening. The video, this particular video from Midas Touch, discusses how FBI whistleblowers are providing information to the Midas Touch network regarding Donald Trump's alleged concealment of information within the Epstein files. Key points from the video include, again, I'm saying what this video was discussing about. So key points from the video include discrediting official claims. The video challenges the claim made by Todd Blanche, Trump's former personal attorney and current deputy attorney general, that over a million quote-unquote never seen before end-quote Epstein documents were suddenly discovered around Christmas time. Now, then the video discussed FBI sources contradict claims. How they contradict? Well, FBI and Department of Justice (DOJ) sources, including those who participated in the Epstein file redaction project, confirm that the files were already transferred from the New York FBI field office to Maine Justice in March. Okay, now prior knowledge and transfers. Congressman Jamie Raskin's letter from November of 2025 indicated an active investigation into Epstein and Maxwell's co-conspirators until January of 2025, when the entire Epstein case file was abruptly transferred to DOJ headquarters in Washington, D.C. Let's see what else he is saying here.
We've got our sources. Allison Gill from Mueller, she wrote, Katie Fang, as we keep building out the Midas Touch network with some of the greatest independent reporters in the game today. Guess what? We're also getting sources inside the FBI who...
Now, that is extraordinary. What they are doing, Midas Touch, is nothing short of extraordinary, excellent work into this. An email from Sharon Perry, Assistant Director of FBI's Information Management Division, dated March 10, 2025, confirms preparations to receive physical boxes from New York, and an April 15, 2025 email indicates that the comprehensive Epstein files from New York were sent to Washington for processing. Again, this is something outstanding work from Midas Network, obstruction and redaction. So let's talk about that. The systematic review process in March involved 1,000 FBI analysts who worked with $1 million in overtime to redact and process 300,000 pages of files from New York for release. The individual in charge of national security redactions is identified as John Eisenberg, who has a history of document manipulation, raising concerns about potential intentional omissions. Okay, so again, these are extraordinary developments.
Tell us about your dirty deeds. I want to go and talk about what we're learning from Allison and Katie in just a moment. You're not going to want to miss this. A reminder, subscribe to the Midas Touch YouTube channel. Let's get to 6 million subscribers. Subscribe to Katie Fang and Allison's channels as well. So I just find it interesting that Dan Bongino, the former deputy FBI director who was previously a podcaster before becoming the deputy FBI director, he said he was going to expose the Epstein files and release everybody on the list. Well, Dan Bongino has gone back to podcasting, and now he's attacking Thomas Massie, the Kentucky Republican.
Yeah, Dan Bongino is a sellout to Donald Trump. He is not going to expose anything. He's not going to say anything about the Epstein file and their connection with Donald Trump. Now, this video also discussed, it is suggested that national security, quote unquote, will be used as a blanket excuse by the Trump administration to withhold information. Intentional hiding of documents. A document storage expert suggests that losing 400 banker boxes, equivalent to 1 million pages, would require intentional hiding. Makes sense, right? Of course makes sense. Implying either malfeasance or gross negligence on the part of the government. Yeah, the government doesn't really want you to see everything. DOJ's stance on public interest. The Department of Justice has argued in a FOIA lawsuit that there is no widespread public interest in Epstein matter, which the speakers find to be in bad faith. Lingering question. So the video, again, Midas Touch Network, they have highlighted that the ongoing rolling production, quote-unquote, rolling production of documents keeps the matter in the media cycle. But questions remain about whether all relevant information will be ever released, thereby denying victims true justice. There is also a suggestion that pro-Trump FBI agents in New York might have been involved in hiding documents. I don't doubt that for a second.
Who has been instrumental in releasing the Epstein files. So Bongino, you're mad at the guy who's actually did the work with Ro Khanna to release the files? Okay. Dan Bongino and Cat Turd attacking.
Dan Bongino is anti Thomas Massie. He doesn't really trust Thomas Massie. He doesn't align with Thomas Massie. He would rather go with Donald Trump and do more bidding for him.
Thomas Massie, that's who was running the FBI, a guy who's now retweeting the Republican mascot, Cat Turd, the MAGA mascot.
I will not play the rest of this video. Let me know your comments, your thoughts in the next video.